Hey kids, Alan here in the Nerdery. Uh, Today I want to talk to you about whew, the weird ticket has developed this weird talent where they have lost the ability to not only have any forethought, but also to have learned anything from past fuck ups and shenanigans. Let me give you an example. J.D. Vance had the nerve, Captain Couchfucker, let's not forget, had the nerve to disparage the military service of VP candidate Tim Walz. He was never in a battle zone. He was forgetting that, people can look shit up. So, Tim Walz was in the Army National Guard for 24 years, retired as a command sergeant major. Yes, National Guard, he was not full-time Army. He never debates that. But shortly after 9/11, they did deploy reserves in the beginning of the war with Iraq and Afghanistan. And Tim Walz did go to Iraq for a full year tour in a combat zone. Now let's look at what J.D. Vance did. J.D. Vance went to Iraq once for 6 months as a war correspondent for the Marine newspaper. J.D. Vance never went to an active combat area. He even says he was spared any active combat, thank goodness. And you're going to disparage somebody else's military service? You were tucked away in an office typing stories about shit other people did. And lest we forget, JD, your running mate is a 5-time draft dodger whose daddy bought him 5 deferments for non-existent bone spurs. And you want to talk about somebody's military service? Did you forget who Trump is? Have you not met? That's balls, dude. Anybody that's brave enough to volunteer to serve our country in the armed services is a hero. If something happens and their service ends up in a bad way, that's on them. But the act of volunteering, we have an all-volunteer military. We are one of the very few countries, especially developed countries, that have an all-volunteer military. No mandatory service required at all. So anybody that volunteers to serve, no matter in what fashion, is a hero, even J.D. Vance to an extent. But you can't, as a veteran, how dare you disparage another veteran's service? That's where the problem starts, J.D. Forget draft dodger Trump, who your head is so far up his ass that when he brushes his teeth, your hair gets combed. No. You don't disparage another veteran's service. You thank them. Thank them for serving. That's the only appropriate way to deal with a fellow veteran. And if you're not a veteran, that's really the only appropriate way to deal with a veteran. Thank you for your service. And I'm hugely Democrat. I'm hugely liberal. But I'm also a veteran. I'm also the father of a veteran. Also the nephews and the grandson, and on, generation to generation of veterans all through my family tree. So, I understand what that means. And you don't disparage another one. Especially when their record, when somebody who doesn't watch only Fox or Newsmax can look up your service records and, see your war correspondent tour versus his full year in a combat area. Think before you speak, JD. Fuck your Tom. Like and subscribe if you would. I'd appreciate it. Until then, you can leave me some comments. Anything you want to hash out, we could do it there. Until next time, see you later.